And we are back on Ramplify. Aside from what I was just told, I was just informed by everybody in the studio they don't know what the word rut means. Did you find it on Google, Haley? Oh my gosh. It means the same like mundane routine day in and day out to where that becomes like your system and there's no growth at all. It's just the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Rut.
That makes sense. Well,
Rut.
hopefully my answer kind of answered that question without knowing what rut meant.
That's hilarious. Okay, cool. All right. So how are you as an influencer that does massive food reviews for some of the biggest small business restaurants in the high desert? How are you connected to Victor Valley College? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I came to VVC, I want to say last year or maybe the year before in summer. I did an 8-week EMT course here.
And that's it. And then you became an EMT.
I became an EMT.
Just like that. So you went to our public safety center way out there in Apple Valley to go do that, right?
Yes.
8 weeks. Was it intense for you?
It's one of the hardest courses I've ever done, and it's possible. I mean, I've been in college for almost 5 years now, and that's one of the toughest courses I've had.
But you only wanted to do the EMT thing there, right? So
Yes.
where are you going to college?
I'm going to college as West San Bernardino.
West San Bernardino. Okay. Wait. Oh.
Cal State San Bernardino.
Did you say West or did I hear West?
Cal State San Bernardino?
See, Ernie, your videographer said you said West. I was confused.
I don't even know what West is.
Okay. Cal State San Bernardino.
Cal State
Okay.
San Bernardino.
All right. Make sure you're not in a rut, just okay. So you never got like an associate's here. Was there at that time frame in your mind, was there a mentality where like maybe you didn't want to get like a higher education degree and you just wanted to do like an 8-week course? Like why did you specifically decide to do that instead?
I feel like VVC offers like so many programs where you can take different routes that you whatever you want to pursue. And so the 8-week course with the EMT course was like perfect what I wanted, and it fit the needs that I had.
So you wanted to go and help people.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
So since then, as an EMT, I mean, what is that like for you? Like walk us through like a day for you or a week rather.
Let's do like a little day in the life of an EMT. Well, I work nights, so it's going to be a night.
Are you a night owl?
No, I struggle with that.
Okay.
But basically we start off just loading up our ambulance, getting all our supplies and stuff like that, get everything loaded. Then we go ahead and log in and let our dispatch know that we're ready to go. They either hand us some calls or we're just going to get posted and wait for calls.
What's the most dramatic call you've ever got?
Definitely a full rest.
Okay. And like your heart was pumping and stuff?
Oh yeah, it's like 8 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of waking up from a little nap, not supposed to, but
okay.
I dozed off and we get on scene. And
so it's almost like somebody like threw cold water or scared you out of like dozing off and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I got to do?
Yeah, it's like an ice bucket challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then speaking of challenges, we'll get to that a little later in the show. There's stuff coming up with you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, good. Okay, so did you have to do CPR on this person?
I did, but it was a team effort. Thankfully, it's always a team effort.
What is that like? Like how intense is it for you to start doing chest compressions on somebody who's like not breathing?
It can be intense. It could be traumatizing. It could be something that you have to put your emotions to the side and just act right then and there and be ready for it.
What about like accident scenes? Have you had to do a lot of those?
Surprisingly not.
I hope I don't jinx you after this.
I know. Surprisingly, I haven't, but I've ran a few.
Okay. All right. What is, aside from like overnights, like what is probably the most mentally draining thing as an EMT?
Would probably be dealing with things that people don't relate to. And meaning is something like I can't go home and tell my parents I struggled with this at my job when everybody else is working like, an office job or, working at restaurants, because they don't understand the stress that I feel like EMTs and paramedics or any first responders go through.
So what you're saying is you see stuff and you go through stuff on a daily that your family and your close friends have no idea. So like, where do you even begin to have those conversations with them? Because there's certain aspects that they're not going to understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just always relating to other people who can relate to you. So like you want to go to coworkers, they offer different types of programs and stuff to help you out with that.
Okay. Have you ever needed to like talk to like a therapist or anything like that for the type of work that you do? Because I do know with first responders, I've interviewed several officers and several firefighters in my time as a journalist that there is a mental health debilitating aspect to doing first responding the longer that you're in the field.
Thankfully, I haven't. I found other ways to cope with it, and this is definitely one of the things that I love doing, like the social media stuff. So that's another way.
So it's kind of like your therapy to create content and get out there and do who you are as Cozy online. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. One more question. Haley, do you have any questions since ASB is sponsoring this? Is there anything? I mean, you have a social media influencer in front of you right now. Like, is there anything you want to ask him?
I mean, I've viewed a lot of your reviews, and I've noticed that you've never given a bad review.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's a good point. It can't all be good food. Like, how come you've never given a bad review?
And the reason I don't do that, and I kind of consider my reviews like highlights in a way, because if I give a bad review on a restaurant or small business, I feel like I can possibly like ruin their business. And I don't want to utilize social media for like negativity or anything out here. So I consider them more like highlights rather than reviews. Like if they have bad stuff, I won't really mention it. We'll kind of stray away from it.
Okay.
And mostly put out the good stuff, because my goal with these is not to really like put a business down. It's to, bring the business up. Yeah.
That was a good question. Good gold star for Haley today. I love that. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got some more here with Cozy in studio, BBC alum, social media influencer, and EMT. Moonlights as an EMT. Look at that. We will be right back.